Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Mount Nibbles, number 22. Again, true righteousness, and we're now going to be talking about the second part, temptation, which is part B. We'll be reading the same scriptures, Matthew 5:27 through 30. You have heard that it was said of them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it out from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that the whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body shall be cast into hell. We're going to be talking about refraining from temptation today. Why is this in the Bible? Do not react to temptation is why it's in the Bible. This temptation by its very meaning is not something that God wants us to be dealing with from someone else, or for us to be trying to focus on someone else. Communications. Control your body. I can close my eyes. I can open my eyes. And that's the kind of control of the body we need here. Application to my life. Jesus was not really commending a person to amputate their hand or pull out their eye. This was symbolic language relating to the lustiness of man. This is because sin arises not from actions, but first from a wandering heart. Thus, the eye represents a lust for viewpoint, and the hand commits immoral deeds. Thus, we try to remove the temptation to stare at an unfortunate private view of a woman, or the temptation of a physical body touch or caress. We do this by removing the desire to take an accidental view or contact to the next level. That is, we can't help what we see accidentally, but we can turn away, and that should be our commitment to ourselves and to God, is that when we see something which is potentially tempting, as soon as we recognize that, we need to turn away, close our eyes, look somewhere else, talk about something else, whatever is necessary to get our minds away from that brief glimpse we saw. God says, control your vision and your contact. That is, don't look at what you shouldn't be looking at, and don't touch what you shouldn't be touching. A personal response. Lord, thank you for teaching us the appropriate reaction to potential temptation. I guess I have one comment here about this particular bit of this. The physical touch is sometimes necessary in our day-to-day living. For example, in the middle of an aisle of our church, for example, we learn that someone's spouse, let's say husband, has been diagnosed with a very serious cancer. That isn't the case in my church right now, I don't think. But, that's the kind of thing. And it may be good in the public eye of fellow Christians that you might embrace this person if they show some signs of wishing to be comforted. That's not what the kinds of touches that they're talking about here. You know, we're talking about touches to comfort someone who has gotten bad news, has actually lived through a bad situation or whatever. That's a pat on the hand, that sort of thing. An embrace, a public embrace for support and comfort to them. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about deliberate contact with the hope that the other person will respond to that contact. And that's quite different, and that's temptation. So we'll talk to you next time.